I just saw the statistic that 87% of American workers hope to change jobs this year. 87%. So the chances are very high that the stresses and strains of the last 2 years will drive your workers, even the most valued ones, to look for new jobs outside the firm. Is their motivation money? Is their motivation a fresh start? Maybe their motivation is simple revenge. I mean, how long can you do more with less before you feel taken advantage of, no matter what the rationale? Whatever the mix of motivations, these employees are at risk of leaving just as your company most needs their experience in products, services, markets, business processes, everything required to fuel new growth. If those same workers believe that leadership handled layoffs and all the other tough decisions you faced during the downturn insensitively, the danger of employee flight is even greater. How can you as a leader bring them back into the fold? Be honest with yourself. Then be honest with them. Did you do a good job of leading during the tough times? Did you manage to balance the human with the business? Or like so many other well-intentioned, imperfect leaders under great pressure, did you retreat to the bottom line without due consideration for what that meant for the people? Think about it. Tell them what you think. Connect your imperfect self into the lives of those valuable people around you. It's as simple and as difficult as that. How has the quality of leadership changed over the years? In intensity. Excellent leadership, the kind that inspires long-lasting enthusiasm and loyalty, has always had at its core an ability to balance both results and people. Excellent leaders deliver outcomes while also developing people. They know that profit today will lead to profit tomorrow when they invest in both the business and the people. What has changed over the years is the level of leadership skill required in most organizations. It has risen dramatically due to an increasingly intense and complex business environment. Combine this with an ever-expanding reliance on knowledge work, the kind of work whose outcomes depend on enthusiasm and engagement of people more than machines. Companies in highly competitive industries, especially those companies with global ambitions, confront a world of rapid change and increasingly sophisticated customers, while at the same time, their diverse workforce is demanding more from them. As a business moves up the value chain, the leader must orchestrate rather than direct those highly educated resources and must motivate rather than dictate actions if they are to capture the discretionary effort needed to win. This challenge requires constant vigilance, not just to the business, but also to the people. So what are employee engagement scores telling us? How are we doing as leaders? The jury is in. The level of employee engagement worldwide is at an all-time low. This month in America, a report came out saying that 87% of U.S. workers are hoping to switch jobs this year. Workers in high-growth economies like India jump from job to job for very small increases in pay. Leaders need to pay attention to people as well as outcomes if they are to win. It's as simple and as difficult as that. Get the men to trust you. This was Condoleezza Rice's unhesitating response to a young woman who asked how she could become a senior executive. Sometimes, and in some places, what women face is clearly old-fashioned prejudice about the roles of men and women. Increasingly, however, companies and the men who run them do want to advance women to the most senior levels, but they're mystified by the difficulties they encounter in doing so. Why is it so hard? A big part of the answer lies in the trust dynamics at the top of the very organizations that want to promote women. They understand the business case for women, and yet, time and again, the advancement case for a particular woman never seems quite strong enough, and the promotion goes to a guy. My colleague Rob Galford and I have collaborated on a new approach that breaks apart a final invisible barrier to women's advancement into top leadership: trust. We've identified the 4 gender-based barriers to trust at the top and offer 4 solutions to establishing trust. The barriers are fear, expressed as hiring and valuing mini-me's, people like myself, not people different from myself. We-they attitudes on the part of both men and women that separate them from each other. A lack of understanding on the part of the senior men about the value in the female career path, and battle fatigue on the part of women who are tired of the struggle for recognition and reward in a culture that's simply harder for women to succeed in. The solutions include taking concrete steps around boosting women's credibility, showcasing their reliability, bolstering a genuine professional intimacy between women and their sponsors and mentors, and starting with the assumption that women are as committed to success as the men are. It's as simple and as difficult as that.